All right, we have a perfect winter topic, Masinka, how to prevent salt damage to your yard. Plus, we'll be taking some of your questions live on the air in just a minute. Ryan Bates from Lare Design Build is here. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Good morning.
Well, how do we do this? I mean, every winter it seems like the boulevard just dies with all the salt and the gravel coming off the roads.
Yep. Biggest thing you could do is make sure you plant plants that are salt tolerant in those areas where you're going to get a lot of salt spray or a lot of salt, from your driveway or sidewalks or from the street even. There's a couple different things you can do. Just use sand in those areas too. That will also help, and that way you're not putting down salt. You're just putting down the sand to give you extra traction and make it safe for people to walk there. The other thing you do is use a product that uses calcium chloride instead of sodium chloride, regular salt. The calcium chloride is safer for your concrete on your driveways,
and
it's also safer for your plants. Yep, this is one thing here. You can pick that up almost anywhere. It's just a good product, and it even works better than regular rock salt. It's a little more expensive, but this will work down to negative 25 degrees, so it's going to work even when it's really cold out when the rock salt's not working. So it's a good thing to use.
How about the city trucks that come by and kick stuff up into your grass? What can you do about that?
That's going to be kind of a little more difficult. Best thing you can do there is in the spring or when you get a warm day, go out there and try to rake whatever chunks of rock salt that are left up and get it out of the area. And then in the spring, water that area down, flush that, try to flush as much of the salts out of there as you can. That's about the only thing you can do for that.
All right, we want to get to our phone question this morning. We have Greg from Des Moines has a question about his tomato plants. Greg?
Yeah, I'm picking a spot for my vegetable garden. What can I do to kill the grass now and keep it from growing in the spring so I can plant my tomato plants?
Boy, there's really nothing you can do to that grass right now that's going to kill it. With it being so cold, the grass won't be able to take up any sort of chemicals you put down, like if you put down Roundup or something like that. The plants have to be actively growing for that to work. So there's really nothing you can do right now at this point to kill the grass. Your best bet is wait till it thaws out in the spring, maybe March or April when it starts to warm up, and use like Roundup on it. Roundup only has a residual in the soil of about 7 days, so you can usually replant after 7 days. So that's really about the best thing you can use, and do it at that time instead of now.
Okay, Greg, thanks for your call. We have Barbara in Boone and Lynn and Clive. They have similar questions for us this morning. What do they do with their iris and tulip bulbs? Can they plant them now?
Yeah, if you still have your iris and tulip bulbs, as long as the ground isn't too frozen under there, sometimes the snow we've got will act as an insulator and the ground won't be too bad. As long as you can get that hole in the ground and get nice soil put back in around them, they'll be fine.
Great.
So you can still plant them now. And if it is too hard for you to plant, you can always take them in the house and pot them up in some pots and give them a cold period like in a refrigerator or an unheated garage for about 6 to 8 weeks, and then pull them out. You can force them in your house and have them blooming in your house too.
Oh, very nice. All right, and we have Dave from Des Moines on the phone. Dave, what's your question?
It's about fertilizers, and I'm just wondering, this is more for the warm weather seasons, but is there certain brands that's better than others, or is it more different types?
Well, you just want to make sure that you use the right fertilizer for the right time of year. Early spring, probably the first one you want to put down like on your lawn would be a crabgrass preventer, because that's going to stop the crabgrass seed from germinating. And kind of a good way to time that out and know when to put that down is when forsythia is in bloom. That is when the soil temperature hits about 60 degrees, and that's the optimal time to put down like your crabgrass preventer. So the biggest thing, brand isn't so much of a big thing. It's more of making sure that you get the right product for the right time.
Okay, they're telling us we're out of time, but the rubber tree, leaves falling off. Rick from Des Moines wants to know if that's just normal for this time of year.
Yeah, it's probably just normal for this time of year, the change in weather we've had and everything. And, if it's somewhere near a drafty window, that can cause them to do that too. So you want to make sure you've got it away from a drafty window. And other than that, it should be fine. Just wait till spring to repot.
All right, thanks a lot.